So here we can go directly to the admin account. We're introduced to the dashboard. Contains the school metrics from the classes, number of students, teachers, and the recent data for that particular system. Moving on to the staff view or the staff list. Staffs can be sorted by class, that's assigned class, or we can just search for their names directly. We can just search their names directly, something like then we can find the teacher's ID or their email address, and even the class they head. You can go directly to the teacher's profile or the staff profile to see more information. All these are provided on start or on the initialization of this teacher's profile, and we can have the history of the classes that have been assigned to the teacher in 2024, and he was assigned to the same class in 2025. Same principle applies to the students, where we can search the students by name or just sort them by classes. We can get all the SS3 students, just sort them by classes, and we can also view details of the student. Here we can see every session the student has participated in every term, school fees, the position, even and the class was. Each student has attendance records and even a scratch card record where this information are either entered by the admin or the head teacher for that student's class, that student's current class. All this data can be edited or archived, that is deleted. But in this case, it's archived because none of the information is ever lost. The permanent deletion of any data from the database is handled by the super admin, which has nothing to do with the school for now. But with this, this gives you enough control over each student's profile to archive it. That prevents the students from having anything to do with the school or keeping the data safe in the database. We can view each class individually and get the list of classes and view them individually, where we can see the number of arms in that class and the current teachers handling those arms. We have the subjects available to the students in that class, and we can also delete and add to these. So you can always view the current teacher handling that class just by clicking it, and you go directly to the teacher's profile. Cards are for each student. They contain every information regarding that student's results for that term and that session. For example, this card is for first term ASS GSS1 for Margaret Sanchez. Pasting this scratch card number on the check results input will give you the result for that particular term, session, and class for that student. Each card is tied to one student, one class in a specific term. Now moving on to the most important feature, where we have results. Results for each student are available to both the admin, the teacher, and the student, but different levels of authorization. For example, the admin can view results for every single student in the school. He just has to filter it, then click on view result, and the result is available to the admin. But when we get to the teacher, the authorization will be discussed more, where the students available to that teacher are the ones that the teacher has been assigned to, that are under the teacher's care. For example, the students in his class or the students in his arm. With this, a general view of the result is first shown. Then, for more information, you can print the results, and we'll have something like this. This can be saved to a PDF or moved to a printer, depending on the options you have available on your system. Moving on, class results are also available to the admin, where we can see the results for XS3 students in 2025, a general overview of the results for each student in each subject. And at the bottom here, we have general statistics of the students that have passed and students that have failed. The way this is determined, failure and passing, is also controlled by the admin in the settings, where they can determine the promotion threshold. Students under 50% would be regarded as failed, and those above would be recorded as passed or be available for promotion. These details can always be edited by the admin. The changes will be recorded in the database and applied to the entire system, no matter the time it is done. These represent the cutoff or the maximum value for their first CA, maximum value for their second CA, and the maximum value for their exams. And the promotion threshold is 50. So this applies throughout the entire system, which we'll get to when we are looking at the teacher's profile. Now, the CBT feature, this is for giving computer-based tests to students. These results will always be recorded in the system and will apply to the student's continuous assessment, depending on the discretion of the school. But these are available to every student and can be controlled by both the admin and the teacher. Keep in mind the teacher's authorization to the specific students. These are tests that have been created, and these tests right now are inactive. They can always be activated to be available for the students to take, but for now they are all inactivated. We can always turn them on. We can always activate any of the um, tests, and any students logged in can see these as active tests that they can take. These are the normal test settings. Yes, so with the test activated, students can see this. SS3 students can see this on their profile and choose to take or participate in the test. We have each of the questions available and the number of students that have taken the test. So these are the ones that have completed it, and these are the ones that have not completed it. We can view more details on those who have done it, where we can see the score for the students and the amount of time it took for the student to take that test, and more details about the questions available below. And those are the major features for the admin. Let us move on to the teachers. So we've logged into this teacher, BCR Jai, who has been assigned SS3A. Here we can now move through the features for each teacher. First off, they have the ability to mark attendance for their students. This record will be sent and can be viewed by both the students or the admin. We can look at the students' data here. We can see Gary was absent, but Timothy was present on Monday 17th, which is today. Results. The teacher has access to input results for the students available in his class. Teachers who are not assigned to class will not have this detail in their dashboard to be able to input results. Each student's result is fetched. Those that are available already will be displayed, and this can always be edited by the teacher. Each of these input fields are error coded. So whenever a teacher goes above the maximum threshold, which are determined by the admin, the system can recognize this and prevent submitting of wrong values. So we always keep data integrity. The maximum we have here is 70, which can be recorded by the system. But if we go above it, even just by one, it's recorded until that value is rectified. The submit button will not be available for that student, for that teacher. This is just the manual input, and but but the teacher also has the ability to upload results from a CSV. As we move on to the view, we can see a general overview of the student's performance by each subject and the performance indicators. This can always be changed and recorded by the teacher, and remarks can be given here, which will be recorded in the system and available in the student's result. We also have the CBT. Teachers have options to create new tests or add new questions to the subjects that they want to do. So here you can see the only class available to BC Ajayi is the senior secondary 3, that's SS. This is the class the teacher was assigned to, and they can create tests or add questions for any of these subjects, civic education. So you can add new questions and they'll probably edit old ones. We will discuss the student next. Here, as mentioned before, we have the scratch card value where the student can view their results using just the card value that they have. Can view the cards available for the student to the student. Let's take the card for SS2, the first term. Still has two uses there, so let's take this. We can see the results. From a general overview, you can scroll down and just download the full result detail. There we go. We have the performance metrics, the teacher's remarks from performance, and we have the academic data. Now moving on to the CBT feature. Within the duration of an active test, which is completely controlled by both the admin and the class teacher, they can deactivate the test at any time, and it would no longer be available to any student who has not taken it. But starting the test, starting the test, we give the students the option to can always go back, select an answer, and finally submit. The student is immediately logged out, but you can always come back in. The test will be recorded as taken, and the information will be available to the student, pending the discretion of the school, of course. Here, the student is entitled to view their attendance sheet. Here you can see the attendance marked and to see all the available scratch cards to them. Those they have not paid for or that the school has not assigned yet the number will be marked as unavailable and this card cannot be used. Only those that they have paid for that they have the scratch card and number available. Each of the profiles is equipped with the password changing system. But for the students, if they do forget their passwords entirely, they can always be reset directly from the admin panel. All the admin has to do is to search the student profile, search out the student profile, click on student view on the detail view, and reset password. Provide the new password for the student, and the student can log in and always change their password at that point. And that concludes the demo for the student for the SMS app, the Novaxa SMS demo app. These features are mostly available, and we are always developing to add more interesting and useful features, such as the e-library. We have the e-library coming soon. The assignment hub, where the students can participate in assignment activities online and the metrics will be available to the teachers and the admin to both review and to process. Thank you.